At the church, Strider and I are on a hot morning walk, and we pass this area pretty much every day. It's Parkside, the Township Park here in Chesterland, and every so often we find something that just isn't what it usually is. And so, like today, I came across this football lodged in a tree. I kind of wonder about the story behind this football. I imagine some kids playing football while a sibling is playing softball or something like that, putting it in the tree and just kind of forgetting about it. And one of the great things about summer is that we can shake up our rhythms and do something a little bit different. We're going to do one of those things this Sunday, as we have a prayer walk that will start at the church. We'll gather in our typical gathering space for opening the Bible. We'll do that in Fellowship Hall after worship with a text of Scripture that we'll sit and read a couple of times, maybe pray over it briefly. But then we're going to do what we don't typically do, which is to break that text of Scripture out into the wild and walk it down 306 together. And as we walk down 306, we can listen for how a word we heard in Scripture is interacting with the community that we live in. What do we notice in the community in light of our text of Scripture? How is our community helping us to hear Scripture differently? So much of life with God is about paying attention. Jesus was so good at paying attention to the people around him, to the world around him, and saw the world in a different kind of light than his disciples did. And he was training his disciples to see the world that they lived in, the people that they encountered, in light of God's kingdom. That is what it means for us to be disciples too. So this summer, as we're paying attention to our neighbors, we have people going out to do listening interviews, asking our neighbors, what do you experience in our community? What changes do you see? What blessings are there? What challenges are there? How do you anticipate our community is going to develop in all kinds of ways in the next few years? We're listening, paying attention. We may also do this with Scripture and develop a heart and God-blessed eyes that really do see the world and love the world more and more from the kind of kingdom that Jesus brings. So let's be about the ways of God's kingdom and how we love God and share relationships and serve others from the heart of Christ.